Welcome to Salaam Nerds Podcast. We do reviews and recaps of nerd culture, reality TV, and current events from this week.
Yo, it's Salaam Nerds. My name is Dean, aka Watson Dean, and I'm here with my boy Chad.
We drop live episodes on YouTube on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. All episodes can also be found everywhere podcasts are found. Thank you to all our supporters. Please help us by subscribing and leaving a good review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yo, it's Salaam Nerds. My name is Jazz, and Neebs is not here. Neebs, unfortunately, is in San Diego, and he has bad internet, so he couldn't join us tonight. But we have Lady Dragon JJ.
Yay! Skeleton crew, but we'll make it happen.
Right? It's going to be two of us, I think. I don't know where Richard is either. I just texted him, and hopefully he can come on soon, but, we'll see.
You'll probably just jump in randomly.
Right, yeah, we'll just be talking about something and be like, oh yeah, and this dragon came from this place and blah blah blah, and just jump in with the fact out of nowhere and be like, how did you get here?
Right? That's funny.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about this episode because it was something.
It was definitely something. So let's jump right in. First scene, we see two dragons facing off.
Yes, I took notes, obviously. Yeah, we have, I was hoping it would start off immediately with, because Rhaenyra took off in the previous episode to face whoever claimed sea smoke. She's probably afraid one of the greens took him.
Yep.
Although, what she did was kind of risky. Did she plan that out? I think she was just, panicking. So she just flew off.
Panicking.
She was panicking because she's got no dragon riders and only Cyrex, Daemon doing fuck shit again. Pardon me. But that storyline is finally getting some, fruits of their labor being finally delivered. So thank God, because I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I'm excited about that scene right there about how everything happened. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, back to the beach. Oh my God, Rhaenyra taking such a gamble here.
Huge gamble. And that's why when she comes back, she's unharmed. Everybody's
yeah, right. Big sigh of relief.
Risk. Yeah, definitely. But it was so sweet to watch, cute, actually, the way the dragons are protective over their riders. This episode was so dragon lore heavy, which we love, obviously, because you can kind of tell the bond with the dragon, how it goes with their riders. So Sea Smoke kind of peeking behind Adam, everything all right? You doing okay? You feeling safe?
Yeah. I love how they're just chirping at each other, essentially.
Yes,
I'm here too. I'm here. Don't do anything stupid. Here we are.
So you've read Fire and Blood, right? We're not going to talk about spoilers. But does it bother you that Cyrex is small?
I didn't think he'd be this small.
Yeah, she's a little small.
Right, yeah.
Because when you look at Game of Thrones, that's a 7-year span, I think, right?
Right.
So the way Drogon reaches near Balerian size, it makes you wonder a little bit.
Cyrax is staying year 3 size essentially the entire way through.
And I can kind of chalk it up to her being in the pit. And we know the pit kind of stunts her growth, but at some point she moves away to Dragonmont, which that's their place. That's where they love being because of the volcanoes and stuff. So I would think that maybe the growth would speed up a little bit in the time she was a Dragonstone, but that did not happen. So it's just, I don't know why it bugs me, just because Drogon is so big in the current saga, within 7 years. Yeah, it's definitely a choice. She should have been a slightly bigger. I think it would have given Rhaenyra a bit of a fighting chance. So
and
the dragons look great though. Yeah, since episode 1. Correct. Since Rhaenyra took her to flight in that first episode. So
right. Nothing's changed. So but it was still cool to see
very
what's his name? Shoot, I'm drawing a blank here. Hull.
Adam
Hull, yeah. I can't believe I just drew that blank. Yeah, Adam of Hull immediately just takes a knee. He's like, I'm here to serve.
That's
and
it.
Yeah, game over. And the way she just smiled, she was like, wait a second. there's more to this than I think there is, and this might be the solution I'm looking for. Like, you could see the gears turning in her head, and I know like Jace, for example, is very upset about it, but this actually might be a solution she's looking for. No spoilers.
She has no choice. What
She
choice
has no
is there?
choice.
Like her kids are too small. Obviously, they're babies. Like she has no choice. And I think they played a lot into like very cultish angle in this episode, in my opinion. A little bit like they're leaning into like ordained by the gods kind of a thing, and the way like the dragon keepers. Yeah, that's what I said.
Right in the
That's so
comments,
funny.
yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
funny. Like
Shubham was saying, ordained by the gods. Like, comments are on fire today.
same brain, I swear to God. They played that angle quite a bit, which I kind of like. Yeah, the beach scene was cinema. It was gorgeous, and like I was watching it, and like I thought they were gonna take flight together because right after like the whole speech and everything, I'm like, oh, they're gonna take flight together, and they shift to Allison Hightower. I was like, oh, just deflated me. I see what they're trying to do, and I haven't seen the after episode commentary by the showrunners, but apparently this is like a big moment for Allison Hightower, especially in the woods when goes into the water. And there's a lot of imagery in there and a lot of like the cleansing and rebirth. She's wearing white, she's in water, she's being washed off like in Raven, and sees a sign. So I see what they're trying to do, and I don't know if they're gonna go like she's gonna become a villain or take the black side more. I'm not sure because they changed the character so much from the book, so it's very difficult to tell what they're trying to do with this character.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
I
was a
actually
beautiful
love the
scene.
fact. Yeah, I love the fact she just ran away from everything. Like,
Mhm.
I see the memes all the time. It's like, yo, like, oh, you're sad? Just, don't go to work for a few years and go into the woods and live a new life. Like, it'll be great. She's
You know,
literally taking that advice.
she got fired. She got nothing to do, and none of her kids want anything to do with her. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Poor Ricard Thorne. He's like, did I sign up for a tent in a wood? Like, can we go back to my comfortable tower?
Yeah, I love what people are saying. Allison being a snooze fest, like amazing scenery, but so boring. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully there's a payoff for all of that. It just seems like the character hasn't like really progressed much as far as like what are you trying to do? We're at the end of the game of season 2, and it's like, what has she done? I know she's been
Right.
like made to do nothing, like being fired, undermined, and all of that. So I hopefully there's a payoff for all of this for her character instead of just like moping around and like, I don't know.
I hope so too. Like,
Yeah.
she's the queen regent essentially. Like,
Mhm.
was that her actual title? I can't remember. But yeah, she's a queen. Like, she should
Yeah.
not be doing this. And so
No, not at all.
there has to be a payoff. Hopefully,
Well,
we'll just see.
the trailer shows like her confronting Aemond, and I think the way the scenes were cut in that trailer, like when Aemond is like telling Helena, "Yeah, you got to jump on Dreamfire. I kind of need you now that the dragons have assembled." But we'll get to that. But like, maybe she'll take more of an active role as far as like protecting Helena at least from what's going on, because I don't think Helena is a seasoned warrior. We haven't seen her take flight or anything like that. So
I mean, that'd be one awesome twist, but I'm sure a lot of people will be mad about it too. So
oh, sure, I'm definitely. Oh yeah, I can already see the tweets. This did not happen in the book. Okay, all right.
But all right, let's get back to Rhaenyra when she's with Mysaria there, and so they talk about nobility and bloodlines and all this other stuff, and she's like, "My lady, times have changed." And like, it's so obvious when she said it, but like, obviously Rhaenyra didn't think that through, and then the moment she said it, Rhaenyra's like, "Huh, I cannot argue against this." Because
you literally cannot, because what she said was true. Like, you were talking about like peasantry and like lack of nobility as if it's a negative, but like your own noble brothers betrayed you and usurped you. So, and you have a lowborn literally bending his knee immediately for you. So like that's where your loyalties are at, like in these small folks that want to support you. So it clicked in her right there, that in there.
Yeah.
And that's probably why she sent out the message to all the other dragon seeds. There's quite a few of them. The Targaryens got busy.
I was
man.
surprised to see how many there were.
Oh my god, they got busy. Sarah was busy in those pleasure houses.
Yes, she was. I was like, oh my god. There were what, 40, 50 people there?
Something like that. Yeah, but I mean, if I remember in Fire and Blood, they mentioned like hundreds of them attempted. Not all of them were dragon seeds, but like people want to like chance at a glory, and like the risk is so high. I don't know.
You know, hundreds have died, 2 have survived. What are your thoughts about who the writers were? Because I know we read the books, but like, and there's some significance to it. But for the average viewer, what do you think they're thinking? Like, is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who is this guy?
Are you talking about all of the dragon seeds? You're like Olfen, Hugh Hammer, Adam, all of them?
I think we can just focus on the 2 that actually succeeded.
Hugh and so we're gonna talk about Soe immediately.
Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, I think that's what the people are here for. Like, I'm seeing the comments, people are so excited about it. So let's get right into it.
Are we gonna do that or the Oscar Tully, the Muppets in the river?
We will get back to that. I want to do that one a bit later because I really love that scene. I'll talk about that more.
I love that scene so much. Anyway.
Okay, fine. We can do it now. Let's just do it now. I'm way too excited.
It was before the sewing, so it makes sense.
It was.
I'm pulling my little notebook here as I took.
I was looking in the comments and people are talking about it. But you know what? Let's go with the notes. The notes are definitely more accurate. So let's go through the episode. All right.
So,
Mr. Oscar Tully.
Lord Paramount of the Riverlands. 14-year-old
Oh
boy.
My God. Oh, I love that he showed up. And I love how Daemon was like trying to bully him a bit, using his sword like on his chest, like, I'm here. Yeah, right?
On his armor, yeah.
And he didn't flinch.
Not at all.
He didn't flinch.
As the kids say these days, he stood on business.
He was standing on business, and he didn't say anything wrong. He was like, "Yep, here are our oaths. We're gonna honor our oaths. F you, I hate you." Like, it was just so perfect.
And everybody's sort of anxious because there's a lot of tension in that room because you have Willem Blackwood who was like unleashing like all kinds of atrocities across Riverlands, only because he hates the Brackens so much. Like he like took it to the next level. So they were like doing all kinds of horrible things. So everybody's sort of really, really anxious and like looking towards Oscar Tully. Like they don't know like how to perceive him. It's a child, but he's also the heir to Riverrun. So it's like, obviously you respect your liege lord's wishes. Oh yeah, like I think twice he like dinged him at consort thing or prince or something like that. Like, "What's your tongue, boy?" He's like, "Do you want my army or not?" And I like standing. So Matt Smith is so tall, so it looked very like.
Yeah, he got humbled so quick. Like
that, it was awesome.
You have, he needed that for sure.
Rhaenys, Alice, Rivers, and Oscar Tully just owning Daemon, and Simon Strong on occasion.
I loved it. I loved the way he stood up to him, and then all the River Lords were like, "Wait a second. This kid is doing something special. He may be a kid, but oh my God, he's standing up to the king consort, Daemon. Like he might be the leader we need."
What did he say to him? Like, we hate you or something? I hate you? Like, I can't remember the exact line, so.
Something like, we honor our oaths, even though the people who are sent here are, like, loathsome and not deserving or something. And it was just so good. Like, he made Daemon stand there and take every hit until he was done. And I was just so happy.
And you know what? I think maybe because Daemon has finally reached a point where he needs to, like, step up and like get going, like actually secure the armies for Rhaenyra or for himself. It's still unclear. He's still having visions of Viserys, and I believe Paddy Constantine. Again, I have to rewatch the after episode. Like he insisted that next vision with Viserys that it's gonna be him towards the end of his life when he's like completely ridden by disease and his face is deteriorated. It's always good to see Paddy Constantine. He's such a great actor. So. It's just they're still playing on the whole the crown, like it's heavy to those who wear it. I never wanted it, like because even Viserys, as you know, was put in that position where he didn't really stake his claim, but he was part of the process and he was chosen by the people during Great Council 101. So like when he like picked it up, and the crown, I mean, he's like, do you want it? And Damon is like, there was no answer to it. So
Yeah, he just faded to the next scene. Yeah.
Yep. And then like Willem Blackwood was feeling so good, and then like, no, we need justice.
Yeah.
We need justice for what you've done. And Damon is just like, done.
Delivered. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
I think he like had a seizure. I swear, I don't think he knew, like, I mean, I'm sure he knew what he was doing, but like the way it happened, like I can't overthink this. Like, this has to be done, even though it's sort of on me that I have unleashed the Blackwoods and the Brackens feud to get a little too far. So he had to do it. Sin begets sin. Correct. Exactly right.
Mm-hmm. And it was really cool because like this is also a message to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Oscar, like, hey, I'm gonna make you kill your friend here for what you did. This is your punishment. If you cross us ever again, do not think that for a moment we will not do the same thing to you. Like, it was just so good. Like, this kid knew how to send a message, and it delivered.
The whole like sequence felt very like Game of Thronesy, like first 4 seasons, like when everybody's just standing around or sitting around having conversations and like doing politicking and scheming and talking about things. It was my bad, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yep, the River Lords really said, my bad, I wasn't familiar with your game. And they all got in line like no tomorrow. It was great.
Like seconds before that, one of the lords is like, why should I listen to a boy that's younger than my son?
Yeah. And then within 2 minutes, he's like, my liege, here we go. Yep. This is the actual quote.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
this
right.
is a quote from Oscar Tully. It says, I don't have love for Daemon Targaryen, but I will honor the oath of my grandsire. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, such a good line.
Yeah, rivermen are of the old ways. So, and I mean, Grover Tully bent his knee to Viserys and his heirs, so they're going to honor what they did, unlike many of the other ones. So,
yep,
it was perfect. And I think Farrah wrote the goat is Alice. You can't convince otherwise. I think so too. I think she skin changes into owls, into goats. Yeah, I think she's a powerful skin changer. But that, I don't know if the show is going to go into that, A Song of Ice and Fire, deep lore magic. But we can talk about it. I think it's fun.
We can hope for it, but no, you're right. I don't think they will, because even in the Game of Thrones series, right, they didn't really talk about the three-eyed raven or
completely.
Right, yeah.
Do they even? I can't remember. If somebody in the comment section can remind me, do they even mention the name Brendan Rivers in Game of Thrones?
No, I think I know this one. I don't think they did.
I don't think they did at all.
Yeah,
like the actor they got was great. I can't remember what's his name. Oh my God, like I'm drawing a blank, but I don't think they mentioned the word Brendan Rivers, so they were just not gonna dig into the like that aspect of the magic and like Targaryen family, obviously. Yeah, Farrah confirmed. No, it's so weird. Like hindsight is 2020. Like thinking about it now, so like it would be cool for them to do something with Alice in terms of skin changing or warging or the green seer magic, the weirwoods, the weirnet that runs, with the trees. So, but I really doubt they're gonna go in that direction.
They're not. I mean, there was so much you could have done with Children of the Forest and
correct,
all sorts of things, but they didn't. They
fumbled
any of that.
I don't
too.
Think, correct.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it with this the show either.
Mm-hmm.
So next scene, where are we? Is this where we go back to King's Landing and we see Larys Strong with the rumor mill?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the next scene was Maester Orville attempting to help Aegon get strong again. And then, pun intended, Larys Strong walks in. He's like scolding Orville, but he's the one that instructed him to push the king as much as he can, because he wants to get Aegon going ASAP. Because I think he. With how the previous episode like set up like him not being in Aemon's court, like the way he called him a toad. I think Larys is putting his eggs into Aegon's basket because he can control Aegon. Aemon is
he's too sharp.
he's way too sharp. Like I wanted to use the word unhinged, but he's not unhinged. He's very tactical. Everything he's doing has been very smart. So like it's and you can't control that. So, and you see it earlier, I think, in a court when Laris mentions to Lord Jasper like that Seasmoke has a writer, right in the court, the Aemon is sending the 2 Kingsguard that were part of the riot to the Night's Watch, which I thought it was a nice little drop for the Watch Lord that we see the Crow's Cage and the brothers. So
Right,
that was kind of cool, and like the stripping of the white cloaks. Like it's a little short, brief scene, but it's always very like that stuff's hard to watch. I can't imagine for Kingsguard to be stripped of their white cloak. It's a big deal.
Yeah. I love how they made it so casual. And then for like, people
Yes,
like us, we're like, oh, wait, no, this is really tragic.
this is super tragic.
They're
This
being
is very
sent away
sad.
forever.
They're done. Their lives are over. They're alive, but they're not really.
Right. Yeah. Like they're essentially in prison forever now.
Forever. The Night's Watch is technically a prison. As much as Starks want to call it an honor, it's a prison.
Yeah.
I'd like to know
I love
what Maester is doing to Aegon's healing faster than Dragon's growing. No, seriously.
Yeah. We all want to know how the
Mhm.
healing for Aegon is faster than dragons growing in House of the Dragon. I don't know
So-
how it's happening, but
We'll suspend our belief
yeah.
for now, at least.
Also, I want to say, give
Yes.
Aegon some props here because that acting phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Like Tom Glencarney has been like killing it. He has been killing it. I think his character is super interesting. I find him more interesting than most of the characters. Him and Larry Strong, particularly, their scenes have become my favorite. Particularly the one from previous episode where they're talking about their disabilities and how people underestimate people with disabilities, which very powerful scene. It just kind of plays into the overall thematic elements of general A Song of Ice and Fire. The cripples, the bastards, and the broken things that George R. R. Martin like pushes very heavily. Like these people that are on fringes, that are undermined, sort of like stepping out of shadows and finding their own way. That's exactly what Larry Strong is doing. Doesn't have like a goal in mind. Like he doesn't want to be a king, but he wants to align himself with the one that has the most power that can push him forward even more. So
Yeah.
top character for me, Larry Strong. Love that character.
In fact, another comment right here. Larry
Yes.
says the GOAT, top 5 characters in the show.
100%
the comments
taste.
are on point.
Taste. Very good taste.
Yeah. Right here, Laris and the Ironclad interaction was interesting. So let's get into this scene because this scene was interesting. Ironclad comes up. He tells Laris, "Hey, there's a dragon rider, but we don't know who it is." And I heard it from my, daddy's mama's son's wife. Like,
Yep.
just down the chain, right? What do you think of this? Like, do you think this is how the Whispers travel in Game of Thrones? Like, is this legitimate information? Is this new?
When you look at the Seasmoke chasing Adam scene, there's a bunch of people on that beach. Any of them could be like talking, and that's how rumors usually start. Like one conversation, this person's going to repeat it to somebody else, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean, I buy it. It's not out of the realm of like possibility, but it's just
Right
so
now-
funny that he tells Lord Jasper, like, if you want to tell Aemon, you can. Because he doesn't want to make it sound like they're withholding information from Prince Regent.
Right,
He's
yeah.
goading him not to, like, because that would give advantage of knowledge to Aemon, knowing that Seasmoke has been claimed. But
It's
because he wants to
interesting
help
how he-
Aegon more. It's
Right,
yeah, it's
yeah.
very, very interesting, like what's going on in the King's Landing right now with everybody at the Green Council sort of like scheming a little bit. Everybody
of
working in their own
course.
interest a little bit, which is the best part always been of Game of Thrones. So
It never ends. And then when he told him, like,
Yes.
"Hey, maybe this whisper, we should just let it be a whisper," I was like, "What?"
But you can tell if you want, or we could just let it be a whisper.
Mm-hmm.
And Min just wrote, Laris is one of those who's playing the. Yep, that's right. That's exactly right.
Laris is one of the only ones playing the Game of Thrones for real.
100%. Like he invented the ladder that Peter Baelish is climbing right now. He
Yep.
invented the game. Love that character. Yes, we
Arnie's
missed
come back.
Otto.
Yep.
We miss out. I love that. I love that character. I love the actor. And yeah, Green Council is in desperate need of somebody pragmatic with that's not going to be as impulsive or as like kind of dark minded as Aemon, but also like not soft either. Like he'll give them the right
Yeah.
advice for sure.
All right. What was the next scene? Because now I've lost my place.
Let's see. We have Corlys and Alan talking about, Adam being
Oh,
a dragon rider. There was some confusion I saw on Twitter regarding like, oh, what is Corlys talking about? The dragon lord, like Valerians were not dragon lords in ancient Valyria. They were all about the ships. There was the seafarers. There was 40 dragon families in ancient Valyria. Yeah, Valerians are Valyrian, but they were not dragon lords. They were just Valyrian. So
correct. Yeah.
I think the whole point was like our family does not call two dragons. Like that was never our thing. So that's why he was like, I don't know your mother's parentage, if there's any like dragon lord lineage
The
in you.
blood
But
from that side. Yeah.
correct, yeah. But Corlys himself is descended from the Conqueror in some shape or form.
Right. They all Targaryens be mixing left and right.
Them and Velaryons were like this. Like once they left Valyria post Doom, like they were marrying each other. If Targaryens were marrying each other, they were marrying into Velaryons, their closest kin from where they're from. So yeah, Corlys Velaryon definitely has Targaryen bloodline in him, therefore his bastard sons as well. So
yeah. Now, what did you think of him not actually going to try and get a dragon? Like he was just like, nope, the sea is for me. I'm of Salt and Sea, and that's it.
I think it foreshadows and I think Abu Bakr Salim posted something today, and it's public now on Twitter, so it's not a spoiler, that he's sort of like building his character to really embrace the Oaken Fist persona.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
So
fun.
I think that's where they're kind of going. I don't know if they're gonna go that far unless they're planning something post dance to go into Redacted's reign and then like thing and a thing and a thing.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to follow. Even I'm having a little hard time following because you're trying not to spoil a lot of very important plot points here.
I've tried. But like I said, Abu Bakr Salim posted something on Twitter literally an hour ago. I reposted it, and it's not a secret. So he's definitely playing into the Oaken Fist persona. And we know he was like a shipfare, like captain and all that. So he definitely like mirrors that scene with Corlys's granddaughter Bela, when he's like, I'll make you my heir, and he's like, I'm not of Salt and Sea, I am blood and fire. So now his son is saying, I'm not of blood and fire, I'm of Salt and Sea, which I think is such a beautiful parallel, honestly.
Corlys can't catch a break with his kids.
I know, they all have their own desires and their needs, apparently. So it is implied that Adam is also his son, but he just chose to ignore him, right? Or am I like
no, it's definitely implied. Like,
okay,
I feel like the actors they look really similar, like same facial structure and everything. Like they're definitely trying to push that, hey, Adam is your son, he's your son as well. Like these are your bastards. Like they're not hiding that. There's no way they're hiding that.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's so funny the way he treats Alan versus Adam. Like he's like a lot more with pushing Alan more to take charge, to put him in like positions where he can like take charge and have more power. And then Alan is like pushing back. And then like Adam is like, why aren't you seeking glory? And now he like claims a dragon. And when they have that conversation, the Dragonstone is like, oh, I see you rising up in the ranks. And then he's like, well done. That was just well done.
Just well done. Yeah.
I love that. It was short and brief. Like you don't have to say a lot to imply what you're trying to say. Like he was like proud.
He was totally proud of his son.
He was proud of his son. So
like, Adam finally heard it. Like, oh, someone said "well done" to me like that here.
Yes, his face.
I'm doing something right.
Softened up immediately. Like he was just like so happy to. Not only that he's a dragon rider now in Rhaenyra's service, but like his father gave him like a seal of approval. Like all of these good things, like everything he's been seeking for the last few episodes, like coming up and like making a name for himself, like not just being a random shipwright that like does small things. So great moment. Loved it.
Yep. And so now we're back with Rhaenyra talking to Mysaria here.
Actually, we're back to in Vale. We see Rhaena leaving Vale with the boys. So they're headed to Pentos because Prince Reggio agreed to foster the children, and he welcomed her back. And the way like they're portraying Jane is a little strange. Like she's very like cold and kind of mean. That's the right
Yeah.
word. Like the mean look she gave Raina, and like Raina's so like sad still because like she's tasked to like babysit while her sister is literally dragon fighting. Like I do love the change from the character. She was a lot more cheerful and a lot more like all about like girly quote unquote things like dresses and just very feminine and like court favorite. But like they gave her like real conflict here to Reina, like not being a dragon rider. And we learned that she tried to claim sea smoke when she was 14, but he rejected her. Like it would have I would love to see that, how that went about. Like how did she survive? Like
I want
because
to see
obviously
it.
their first instinct was like Dracarys. So I was just kind of curious, how was she able to like, if she tried, like did sea smoke just fly off, or did he like try to do something? Like I
I
would
know.
have
Did
loved to
he
see that.
burn people around her? Like I want to see it.
Yeah, me
As
too.
cruel as it is.
And as she's leaving, like she still like is drawn to the wild dragon that she noticed in a previous episode, and goes back to the spot where that black burned ashes and the sheep, like the bones were there. So I
I
think
love
she
how
went
they
there
went with sheep.
hoping to see. Yeah, I mean they were like on the nose. Like it's, can we call him sheep stealer at this point? Is this?
Let's just put it out there. All right. Like
She went to look for sheep stealer. Let's like let the cat out of the bag. It looks like a character of Nettles has been cut.
right. I mean, it was just so on the nose with all the bones of the charred sheep out there. Like, oh,
Sheep, yeah, dragon, sheep, yeah.
they
So
were
I
not
don't
even
think
trying
that's
to
what
hide it.
they were not. They were not. And the picture that I found from what people thought was Nettles, it was just the picture of the scene of all of the dragon seeds getting shipped to Dragonstone, and one of the extras made it look like Nettles. So like my mind was still there, but that's like back in August, I think, or September. I can't remember when those pictures were posted. So yeah, and being that we just, the episode is titled "The Red Sowing," the sowing of the seeds, like
Mm-hmm.
no Nettles is. We are definitely 100% at this point that Nettles is not making the cut in the series.
Yeah.
That so that Reina will probably seek out sheep stealer of the wild dragon and sheep in Vale.
Right. Like, there's just no way around it. Oh, nope. People in the comments are like, nope, Nettle's showing up. Trust. Let me cope.
People still cope. I feel you. I feel you. I was like holding on to the last second. I'm like, what if Reina claims Grey Ghost?
Ooh.
I was holding on to that for such a long time, up until like last night's episode, where like we just saw the sewing and no Nettles. Like, oh no.
Yeah. But hold up. Let's do a count then. If she does end up getting Sheep Stealer,
Mhm.
then she has Cyrax, then she has Silverwing, Vermithor,
Mhm.
uh
Excuse me. Daemon on Caraxes is still
Yeah.
technically in the game.
right. Could they go for this other one you're talking about? Maybe. And then who's missing? I feel like I'm missing one right now.
Well, Vermax, Jace.
Oh, I didn't say
but
Sea Smoke. Yeah.
Sea Smoke, obviously, yeah, and Vermax.
So we're almost at 8
Moon Dancer. Oh, hold on, you're right. Hang on. Cyrax, Caraxes, Silverwing,
Yeah.
Vermithor, Sea Smoke, Moon Dancer, Vermax,
Sheep Stealer.
Sheep Stealer. Stormcloud is too small. Like that's a smaller than a
That's-
hound.
8 dragons.
And then you have Vagar. Sunfire is injured. He's not. I don't think he'll recover that quickly. And Dreamfire, which Helena doesn't really ride. So
Right.
Aemon is in a bit of a disadvantage, especially towards that last shot when he tucks his tail underneath his rides away.
Even if Damon like tries to do something like, hold up,
Sorry,
bro.
Sorry.
Like we are now
Kind
not
of
balanced. Like even if Damon were to somehow team up with like Aemon or Aegon, right? Which is never gonna happen, right? They have 3. These people have 7. Like you're still outmatched almost 2-1 there, or 8-2 or 3. Like there's just no way.
Vermithor is a a good matchup with Vagar
Yeah.
if they were to go at it. And maybe Dreamfire could be taken down by Caraxes and Cyrex and Sea
So
Smoke, obviously. Yeah, I think Team Black
somebody.
is standing pretty good on this one.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to see what happens.
Hmm. If that last shot is, any indication of where this is gonna go.
Oh, I cannot wait to see where this goes. But okay. What were the other scenes? Because like now I'm
We
at the
have
very end.
So
we
I
just
quit
got done with the
taking
veil.
notes. I quit taking notes after Veil because that's when we get into the sewing of the scenes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So at this point, it's just people
It's just
showing up and okay.
oh, that was something. Well, first you have Hugh Hammer. I'm sorry, Off White being terrified out of his mind at the prospect of a
The bar.
dragon. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I may have bullshitted a little bit. What do you mean you bullshitted us? But I think he was just genuinely scared. Like, I don't think he lied over his parentage. Maybe not Bela. Maybe it was Sarah again. Who knows? Like, he may not even know. But
Yeah.
I think he was just genuinely scared. And you see that at Dragonstone as well. He's running away. He's pretty terrified. He's not stepping up. Like, he's just doing this because he was kind of goaded into it by the crowd in the bar. Like, off the Dragon Lord, or whatever they were saying.
Hey man, you made your bed. Now sleep in it.
Yeah, no, you already put it out there. Like, so now you can't take it back. Like, people have been buying you drinks because you were a dragon seed. And then the really sad,
I love
that part was great. But then, like, it switches back to a sad scene with Hugh Hammer and his wife saying goodbye to each other, essentially. Like, and we learned that their daughter died from starvation and sickness. So, like, he's extra motivated to make a change, and he's got a chance to like be something
Ascend.
big. Basically, yeah. And then huge thing confirmed, at least for book readers. Casual viewer is not going to care, but like confirming that Sarah Targaryen, the daughter of Jaehaerys and Alysanne, is his mom. She ended up being Lady of the Night in Volantis. So,
of course.
So yeah. So Sarah Targaryen is not mentioned by name, but we knew.
Yeah,
So-
they hinted it and confirmed it, so that was very nice for all of us book readers. It was great.
What did Hugh Hammer say? My mother told me you look like my brother's boys. That was all the confirmation that you need. Balon's boys, Viserys and Daemon.
Yep.
Which it was a very nice moment. I love all the scenes with the small folks.
Yeah, the Easter eggs are just so on point. I love it so much.
They are totally for the book reader to like. And then you get to the Dragonstone, and like, I don't know, 50, 100 of the dragon seeds decided to try their luck.
All at once, apparently.
All at once, yeah. Which the way the whole scene was like chaotic, like did Rhaenyra not have a plan? But then like I chalk it up to like the dragon keepers like quitting their job.
Yeah, that's fair. Because they were so pissed that all these lowborn people were there.
Like they were kind of like a lot of classicism in this episode. Like, I mean, first of all, from Jace, which
Jace.
Two things can be true at the same time. Yes, these bastards claiming dragons is a threat to his claim. It's
completely threat.
It's a threat. So he's been insecure over it. I'm sure he's been teased his entire life. He's heard rumors. Alicent Hightower alone has been putting their life in danger their entire life, just by merely implying that they're not Laenor's sons. Like, she puts their life in danger. So they were always under that scrutiny. Like, you never know when the shoe is going to drop. Do you know what I mean? So like, he carries a lot of that resentment. Obviously, when he brings up to Rhaenyra, like, did you think I was going to have dark hair?
Or light hair,
when you took Harvin to your bed or whatever, like, obviously.
Harvin's strong.
Yeah, we miss Harvin, the breakbones. It was, I understood what they were trying to do with Jace in that moment. Like, he was just like scared for himself more than anything. So, and like I said, two things can be true at the same time. Yes, they are a danger to his claim. It can shake up the foundation of their dynasty. And also, Rhaenyra has no choice.
Right. Yep. Both are completely true.
Both things can be true at the same time.
I love how you're wording that. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. I tried to be like, not both sided, but like a bunch of things, 3-4 things can be true at the same time. So, because a lot of people tend to like take like an extreme point of view, but like, yeah, in this instance, two things are true. So
absolutely. And then, we get right into the keep. We
We get
see
it.
50 of them all at once, which I actually had a problem with. Like, come on, people. They're dragons. If you're close by and they don't like you, they're going to burn you.
Hey, you are
All of you should not
cooked.
be there.
And yes, Rhaenyra speaking High Valyrian with the dragon keepers that were like, "Yeah, you're letting nobody's jump on the mat of the only magic left in this world." Which technically
Mhm.
they're right. They are the relics of that old Valyria, and yeah, it was.
Yeah, I
And
love this
they're
comment
like,
right here.
"No, we're out."
Yeah, this comment right here. Rhaenyra finished her High Valerian Duolingo course.
Yeah, she's very good at it. Yeah, everybody but
Mhm.
Aegon, the king. Everybody's pretty good in their Valyrian.
Yeah, well, let's get back to that one. Okay, let's get back to that one too. Next scene, we have, Rhaenyra's going up to everybody. It's like, hey, come on up. Maybe he'll like you. Maybe he'll kill you. We don't know. Just come on up. And we
But
see.
like in the speech that she gives prior to that was pretty. And first of all, when she walks in with them and she puts her Kingsguard aside, like to make everybody feel a little more comfortable, a little more safer that she's open minded and all of that. Like
Yeah.
you can make like if one of you claims a dragon, we can end this war pretty quickly. Which technically is true. She'll have more dragons on her side, and you can just kind of like Dracarys her and give rid of Vagar. War kind of over. Let's be real. So she's
Very
technically
easy.
right that war can be ended quickly if the dragons are claimed. So, and everybody, you could tell everybody's so anxious, and they're like, "You're here to change your life, or you may die, but you can also go back to the life that you hate."
Yeah.
Which is why you're here, taking a huge, huge, huge risk.
I love how blunt she was with that. Like, some of you may not
It
like
was-
this life. Some of you are looking forward to death. Like,
Did it not remind you of the Shrek? Like, some of you may die, but that is the risk I am willing to take.
can we not do the whole Shrek thing? Like, all of House of the Dragons is stolen from Shrek at this point. Like, I cannot find a single instance where it's not.
Somebody sent me an entire fan edit. I think my husband did once. He sent me this edit of like Shrek scenes lined up with the House of the Dragon ones with the Shrek comparisons. I was
totally
fucking
the
dying.
same.
It's identical.
It is same.
So
it's
now
terrible.
she pulled Lord Farquaad in this one. Like, some of you may die, but it's the risk I'm willing to take. It was the funniest shit ever. But I gotta say, it's super powerful when she walks up to Vermithor and she like calls him up and like, calm Vermithor, and then like she touches him and like they have this moment looking at each other's eyes. And like I have to find a gif of Rhaenyra, like it's fucking perfection of just like looking at him, like making that like connection with that dragon. And he sort of calms down.
I love that. I love that Vermithor understood what she wanted. She was like, I need you to pick one of these idiots here.
Yes.
And he understood that assignment perfectly. He's like, oh, these 40? Y'all are too weak. Dracarys.
You're the weak link. I wonder if they like communicated telepathically in some way, like that they like spoke to each other on some deeper level. Because again, this episode leaned so heavily into like almost cultish behavior, like especially regarding dragons, like that they are revered as gods. Even like Adam in the beginning says, "The gods chose me." Like I actually wrote the whole quote because I loved it so much. What did he say? "Gods call me to greater things. Who am I to say no, or who am I to deny?"
Yeah.
God's
that was Adam in the very beginning.
Oh, so great, so good, such a good line. And then like the way like after she makes the connection with Vermithor, like, okay, I'm out.
Yep. Who's next?
Who's next?
Try your luck. Come on down.
Like,
Price is Right style. Like
nobody like stand in line, so anybody could just go. Like if you, especially that poor kid, like he was feeling like he was scared, but he was also brave. Like you're the first one to take a step, but like the way he was approaching very slowly and like looking Vermithor with fear. And just remember Stefan Darkling in the previous episode. It's like, don't show fear. Dragons
don't
can sniff
show
it.
fear.
And wasn't Vermithor sniffing people? Like
straight up, he was.
He was, right? And I think at one point after we watched the scene, I think he was eyeing Hugh Hammer. I think they made an eye contact. Like, I have to look at that scene again.
I need to look at that scene again too, because I'm not sure, but that would make a lot of sense because he didn't kill like 3 people there, right? He burned everybody, and then they knocked a few of them off. Like it was nothing. Like there's something there for sure. I think he knew, like Vermithor knew at that point that someone here is worthy. I just need to find who it is. And if anybody dies, then clearly they're not worthy because they should have dodged or something. Like
dodged. But and then
it's their fault for not being worthy.
But it's so funny, like it just everything happened so fast. Like I felt like I was in a room with that group. I was so tense. Like my heart dropped in my stomach pit. I swear to God, I'm like, this is terrifying. Like there's gonna be a barbecue fest, and all of a sudden, like Vermithor loses it and starts like chomping people, eating them, cooking them. Like it was chaotic. And Rhaenyra is like watching with like her sadness in her eyes. Not only she couldn't find dragon riders, and also people died. Like all these things are happening at the same time, and she can't stop it. A lot of people died. And then Ulf managed to escape somehow, like through the mount. And he's like probably running away, hoping he doesn't run into the dragon. I think he took like a flashlight or something. I can't remember, but like he was just running mindlessly. He took something just to get away from the general area where Vermithor was, which I don't blame. It's exactly what I would have done. And then you have Hugh Hammer protecting the poor girl with him. And the moment the Vermithor was distracted, they make a run for it. And he's about to like cook the girl, and Hugh Hammer distracts him. Like,
yep, I'm here.
Get me, like he like wanted to sacrifice himself for this girl, this stranger. And I think Dragon knew that. And not only did I make a connection earlier, because the way they're playing Hugh Hammer, like it's not concerning because burden of knowledge. Like I love the character right now so much. I don't know if that's going to change in the future.
Right now.
He seems like a good person. He's fighting for his family. He's fighting for his daughter, his wife, trying to get them food. I don't know. And the fact that he was the one building the scorpions for the dragons as well, kind of is very ironic. He's the ironsmith. Yeah, it's the life throws you for a loop, especially in his case. And the way he was just like standing so defiant, like just looking at Vermithor like this and like, come and get me. And like, you could see like the fire starting up in Vermithor's throat. And I'm like, oh my God. But I mean, we know that we kind of knew where this was going to go, but just it was a beautiful moment. And then Vermithor sort of like committed to him, and he like touched him, and Rhaenyra's watching and all that. Yeah, yep. He was like tired of all the sheep. Like, oh, she brought me a real buffet. Somebody wrote in my comment section on TikTok like charcuterie choices.
Vermithor was like, Rhaenyra auntie brought me snacks. I love her.
She totally did. But that image of Hugh Hammer and Vermithor, like, oh my God, like perfection.
It was so well done, and I love like the dark background, and like the fire is the only light you see reflecting off people's faces. Like it was just really good.
So good. This episode to me, honestly, 10 out of 10. It was so good, beginning to end. There was a lot of good stuff in it, and then it switches to Ulf finding his way through the dragon mount. And then he stepped into the clutch. The clutch, and I'm like, oh, did he step onto the egg? Oh no, but it was just in like where they were hibernated, whatever they were. And he puts his foot out, and all of a sudden, Silverwing in the back, and she looks gorgeous with the horns. And later on, they take a flight, and you see her like full body. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous dragon! And like she was nudging him with her nose, like Sunfire did with Aegon.
Yeah,
she was playing with him, like. And I bet he was like, is she playing with her food, or does she like me? What's happening?
Yep. And Ulf just gave up. He's like, either way, it doesn't matter. I'm at the mercy of the dragon.
I'm cooked or I'm riding a dragon. Those are the only two outcomes that are coming out of this. And then later on, he's literally taking her for a joyride to show her off.
Silverwing's like, oh my God, it's Alison's baby, a grandbaby. Like... I love Silverwing could detect that.
I can see why Vermithor chose Hugh Hammer, because he was brave and he was ready to face and ready to sacrifice his life for this girl and all that. Like, I can see that.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
He's a warrior, totally. Like, he has those qualities. Just trying to wrap my head around Silverwing picking Ulf, such a goofball, like gloaty character that's in for the glory. And I'm very curious. Unless she was bored out of her fucking mind, and now that she knows that Vermithor is not going to be around much because he.
Oh, you think she picked up on that? Like she's going to be so bored. She's like, I might as well go with you.
Are you the only one left? Ah, damn it! I'm not gonna have to settle.
Well,
She's
that's the only lesson I've learned from this episode is that we should always settle.
no, we settle apparently. Be like a mighty silver-winged dragon. Settle for a doofus.
Oh, this is a good comment by Farah. She's saying, I saw a meme saying that Silverwing thought Ulf was what came out of the broken dragon
Oh,
egg.
hilarious.
So she probably thinks it's his baby.
Oh my god, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Oh my god. Harley's like, Silverwing was known as docile and a friendly dragon. So she saw Ulf and was like, yeah, he'll do.
And he's been friendly so far. He like has a good time. He drinks with his friends. He seems like one of those bros. He has a bro personality, and he brags about his, being blood of the dragon. Like I totally agree with that. She is a friendly dragon, so she will pick somebody who is kind of a party boy, I guess. Is that I don't know.
Yeah, right.
That's a right
That
deduction
makes
here.
sense. And then, to start the party off, we see Ulf the White and just like flying all over King's Landing of all places. How did he get so far?
Took her to well, I mean, Dragonstone and King's Landing are not that far from each other. So
I know, but still,
like, short. But I think he just wanted to like take her for a ride and show off.
Yeah,
he's been like bragging around King's Landing and the Flea Bottom about being dragon blood. So he's like, I did it.
Yep, let me just show everybody. I did it.
And that scene at the Green Council room, everybody's talking, and you hear people in the background, dragon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Aemon is like, wait a minute, dragon, which dragon? Like, because he has Vhagar ready to go to protect the city or whatever. So he like jumps on a horse to find out what's going on, and Vhagar just sleeping outside of the gates is the funniest shit I've ever seen. She's like, fuck Dragon Pit, that thing slows my growth. That stunts. I don't want to sleep in there with the rest of them.
I'm gonna be outside.
I'm too big.
Yep. He's chilling in the mud,
basically
hydrated and
flourishing,
clean
moisturized.
face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, moisturized, flourishing. Yep. That's Vhagar right there.
This is an ancient dragon. All she wants to do is sleep. Like, just put her into like a nursing home and let her retire. Like, that's all she wants to do. But then, like, she got taste for action. Like when Aemon took her to flight to see what's going on. Like, nearly followed her all the way to Dragonstone, and then we get super now. It's gonna be iconic scene of Rhaenyra and the dragons lining up behind her. Like,
Oh, but Vhagar there. For a second, he wanted to go for it, and
she was ready to go, and then and he like Aemon stir her around, and I think somebody wrote on Twitter like, "Oh, so it is possible to turn her around. Like, you're a coward. You're no longer sneak attacking like other dragons. Now they're facing you. You can't do what you've done with Melees and with what you've done with Arax and Lucerys." So like he was like pulled like his tail under his legs and sauntered off back home because he's not going to face those dragons on her.
Good move on his part. The moment he saw 3, he was like, nope, I'm out.
Oh yeah. And that's just 3. Like imagine with Caraxes joins. I think that was just I think that was Vermithor and Silverwing because they're brand new dragon riders.
We haven't seen Sea Smoke here.
Sea Smoke should have been in that scene because he just got claimed too. Like I don't know why they didn't included that dragon as well. I don't know. It would have been kind of neat. I don't know.
It would have been
like
great.
The visual,
and then Jace's dragon would have been cool too. This being there, but whatever.
I think it was just like maybe they noticed, oh, dragon is coming, so like Vhagar, maybe they noticed somebody's approaching them, so anybody was available kind of jumped in to get ready for it. So I think that's how they play. But it would have been cool to see like all of the dragons line up. Like it would have been a really cool shot.
Oh, this comment hurts me. When Vhagar saw the dragons at Dragonstone, she thought it was a coming home and a family reunion moment, and seemed reluctant to go back when Aemon kept pulling her back. Oh no!
Oh, that breaks my heart. Oh no!
She just wants to go home and have a good time with her friends and family.
Damn, they are all related. That's what sucks. And Dragons Roared is one. Chills, absolutely. Hell yeah. Very, very classic. A Song of West Fireline. Love it.
Perfect ending to a perfect episode.
It was pretty spectacular. Like the whole episode was crazy. Like I was a little bored. Like I said, my weak points have been Allison for a while now, just because the character haven't been given anything to do. But I think they're building up something to that. Otherwise, pretty much every scene was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. Question: is Silverwing Cyrax's mom?
It's possible. Yeah, I have to look at my dragon genealogy chart that I have. I think so. Martin never discloses how these dragons mate. There is
Yeah.
probably a process, but he's never disclosed it how that happens. And
All
they
we know
are
is eggs are there.
right. And Septim Barth says that they are intersect. They change sex at will. So if they lay if they lay eggs, they are a she dragon. So how they mate, we don't know the biological details of that. So, yeah.
Oh, will we discuss the trailer or no? Let's not.
I don't. Probably not. Yeah, not in this one. It's not to get to. We did see Thessarian in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler.
did.
He's in there. But the trailer was actually pretty good, being that it's a finale of season 2. Like, it didn't give much away. Like, you have no idea what's going on.
I know. I just want to just go in blind, be happy. Like, let's just go. It'll be great.
Yeah, yeah. And the next episode is like 73 minutes.
Yo,
That's
Sunday night. Can't be busy.
No, like, holy shit. Like, it's just, I'm so not you. Like, I'm just fresh off of Acolyte, which has frustrated me from the beginning, being 25 minutes each episode. Like, it just drives me crazy. This is not a sitcom for you to pace it at 25 minutes, especially a mystery show like that with a large cast. It needs time. So, like, 73 minutes to me is insane. Even though
it actually feels a little short.
Because of the season, like the season being cut into 8, from 10 to 8.
Yeah,
that was concerning to me. That's what Game of Thrones did back in the day. Like, they were cutting these, like, final season was 6 episodes. Yeah, they were long, but still, like, each episode gives you a break to breathe and builds like different character arcs within those episodes. But like, even though you can have 2-hour long episodes, when everything is happening, you as the audience, you have time to process all of that. So like, that's why the whole point of like having longer seasons, like, I'm not asking for the old good days of 22 episode seasons. I know that's not possible. It's mostly like for criminal TV shows, for sitcoms. I get that, but like at least 10 to 13 spot. That's my sweet spot right there for these dramatic like HBO productions, even like Netflix, for example. But yeah, and then 2 years till season 3. But we are going to be consoled by Dunkin' Egg. Yay! That's coming up early. So yeah, we're gonna be busy with Dunkin' Egg in 2025.
I'm excited for that.
So. I am more excited for that than the House of the Dragon. I'll be straight up honest
really.
with you. Yeah, I love the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, that is one of my favorite books in the Song of Ice and Fire. It's so well written. It's self-contained. It doesn't have dragons in it. I get it. People love dragons, but I like grounded stories, and this is a grounded. It's Mandalorian and Grogu, but Westeros style.
I love it.
It's so good. Like, I am like, I can't even be upset about House of the Dragon being in 2 years when I know Dunkin' Egg is coming my way to fill that void. Yep. So
it'll fill that void.
The Laughing Storm is coming. And I need for Brendan Rivers casting soon. I know he's not going to appear in season 1, but I'm dying to.
We'll get it soon enough. All right. Well, anything else?
No, I would say this episode was pretty great. Sowing of the Seeds was nuts, as it should be. That moment is crazy. Like, and they really portrayed it as chaotic as it was, because there's no really rules to this. Like,
everyone's winging it.
How you wing it? Like, same with Adam. Like, Sea Smoke sought him out. Like, so everything is sort of like you toss a coin and you pray it ends like where you don't die. Like, the risk is so high, but the glory, the chance of glory is so sweet.
Worth every penny.
I'm a little frightened of everything. I don't know if I had dragon blood, if I would attempt to ride a dragon, but like, the idea that I could. Maybe too sweet to pass up. I'd be definitely tempted. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, 10 out of 10. The great episode. I have high hopes for the finale now that the dragons are sort of in place. It's gonna get pretty bloody and dark after this. Like, we've been like teetering on the war.
Yeah.
We've seen some atrocities so far, like the Burning Mail and a couple other things like the Rook's Rest, but it's gonna like pick up like big time. Yeah.
Perfect.
What
Well,
do you?
JJ,
what
thank
do-
you so much for being on.
Yeah, of
Where can people
course.
find you?
You can find me on any social medias under Lady Dragon JJ. I am mostly on TikTok and Twitter. I talk about everything, so anything interesting and fun. So
Yep, she's great. As always, people, we're Salaam Nerds. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Peace.